Marcello or Marcello says, could you explain the use of the expression take it for granted? Thanks. This is a really interesting one. And it's interesting because it really has two different uses. But let's just talk about the basic meaning. Maybe that will help. And I want to bring in another one here. I want to use take advantage of. So I'm going to talk about take for granted, and I'm going to talk about take advantage of as well because they're close, okay? So if you take something for granted, that means that you get used to it, usually a positive thing, and you're so used to it that you no longer appreciate it. You no longer feel that feeling of appreciation of, oh, I'm so lucky that I get to have that, right? Now, maybe you never appreciated it. That's possible too. Maybe you should. And then you don't realize that you should have appreciated it until you lose it. And then you say to yourself, wow, I really took that for granted. So this is used in a couple of different ways. One way it's used is to talk about something we gain a new appreciation for only after something has happened, something has gone wrong. We have maybe just accepted that our parents would support us. I have tough financial times. My parents will always send me a couple $1,000s to help me out if I ever get in trouble. Well, what if they decide, you know what? We don't want to help anymore. You need to support yourself. No support from us financially. Sorry. Whoa. I guess I always took for granted that if I needed help, my parents would just support me and help me out when I needed it. I just assumed that. It was an assumption that I made. I never appreciated it. So now not only do I have an appreciation for what they did, but now I maybe understand my actual financial situation much better. And maybe that means I make a positive change and really learn to support myself. Or maybe that means I go back to my parents and say, please, 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 now I appreciate you. I never did before. So it could be a positive thing. The positive meaning would be that I actually learn how to support myself because I feel real danger for the first time. And the negative meaning might be that now I'm in a bad situation and I understand for the first time how lucky I was to have my parents' support, okay? So take for granted, related to that sort of thing, can be used in lots of different ways. Now I want to quickly mention take advantage of. So this one is interesting because it's similar in one sense and not in another. If you take advantage of, for example, just use the parents example, you take advantage of your parents, you know that they will support you financially whenever you need help. And so you don't really try that hard. And whenever you need help, you just say, yeah, okay, give me $1,000. Give me $2,000, mom or dad. And so your parents might feel, okay, we can, but we feel like you're using us a little bit. Have you ever felt used by someone that they know you've been kind to them, and they don't feel deeply thankful? They've started to take your kindness for granted, and now they're going to use more of your kindness. I always use the example of someone asks if they can stay at my house for a week because they're having a tough time. And I say, sure, absolutely. You're my friend. I want to help you. For a week, right? Yes, I'm going to work hard. I would find my own apartment. Just having a really tough time this week. Okay. A week. Got it. But then, week passes, 2 weeks pass, and they start to think, oh yeah, Luke is just very kind. He loves helping me and will help me as long as I need. I can stay at Luke's house as long as I want. Well, we said a week, right? So I'm starting to feel that you're using me in a negative way, that you're taking that initial kindness and you're stretching it out way more than I expected. And now that's starting to cause some issues in our friendship. I'm starting to feel like you don't really appreciate my initial kindness, I'm starting to feel like you're taking me for granted. Okay? So don't take me for granted. Don't take my friendship for granted. And don't take my generosity for granted. By the way, I am that kind of person. I'm the kind of person where if I say you can stay at my house for a week, if you stay longer than a week, it's going to cause it's a problem. It's a problem. I will start to hate you very soon. Maybe that's my fault. Now, the other meaning of take advantage, which is interesting and totally different, is to use what you have access to in a positive way. So think about it like this. You work for a university, okay? And one of the benefits, maybe you just work in the library. You're a librarian. You work in the university. You're not a student. You just work there. One of the advantages of that, one of the benefits of that, advantages, benefits, whatever, is that your kids then can attend the university tuition free. So your kids grow up, they can, if they decide to go to that university and get into that university, they can go without paying. Whoa. So your kid grows up, it's time to go to university, they get accepted to several different schools, and they say, Mom or Dad, I want to go to another school. And you say, I've been working at this university for the last 15 years so that we could take advantage of this great thing, which is tuition-free education. And you want to go to another school? We should take advantage of this chance, to take advantage of an opportunity, to take advantage of a resource, to take advantage of a tool, to take advantage of a position that you have. This, of course, can be a negative thing. To take advantage of others can be very negative. If, for example, you're using your access in a way that only benefits you and hurts others, yes, that's bad. But to take advantage of a resource, you have access to something that others don't have access to, and you don't use it, then you're not taking advantage of that, right? You pay $800 a month for your health insurance, and you never visit the doctor. Well, you're not taking advantage of your great health insurance, right? To take advantage of it would be to use it, and that's a positive meaning. That has a good or positive meaning or connotation, okay? So that's take for granted, that's take advantage of. Similar in some ways, different in others, and I would recommend looking at more examples. For example, on thefreedictionary.com, you can find more examples of these, really get a feeling for how to use them. They're very useful. All right, that's it for that question. It's a good one. If you haven't already, guys, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the like button. I would appreciate that. Hit the like button so that whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Periscope or Twitch or wherever, they know, hey, there's a thing happening here, and they can recommend the videos and streams. Okay, so do that, and if you want to improve your English in the long term, if you really want to improve, then check out my full English courses in the links in the description. They are 60% off, which is a lot if you didn't know. 60% off, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. Check those out.